If you're running a business and you are still guessing what your customers actually care about, you need to watch this. I'm going to go through and show you the easiest, the cheapest, and the quickest way to find out. And I can tell you what, not a lot of people are actually doing this. Post-purchase surveys. Specifically using a Shopify app called No Commerce, they literally have a $19 a month plan that gives you access to 3 questions to host on your thank you page. And that's pretty much it. That is the setup. And the reason this works so well is you are catching your customers at their peak buying high. They've just pulled out their credit card, they've just given you their money, they're feeling good about their purchase, and that way they are more likely to answer your questions right now than if you were to try and send them an email a few days later. Setting up the survey on your actual thank you page of your store is really easy. Watch a YouTube video on how to set it up, really basic. No Commerce have step-by-step guidelines on their website too. Just follow that. This is not a generic step-by-step setup video. In today's video, I'm literally going to just walk you through exactly how to set it up to get you the highest response rate on your survey possible. So the first thing you want to do is you want to add a text section above your survey in your thank you page, where you say something along the lines of, answer these 3 quick questions for a chance to win XYZ. And you can choose that incentive based on whatever you think matches your brand's message the most. This can be a cash prize, a gift card, store credit. You just want to give them a reason and incentivize them to complete the survey. Also, make sure that you mention that it'll literally take less than 1 minute to remove any friction before they go ahead and starting with the survey. The second thing you want to do is making sure that your first question starts as a multiple choice question. This makes it an easy entry point with low effort, because once someone clicks on the button, they're way more likely to actually complete the rest of the survey. That's just basic psychology. You get the micro commitment first with a multiple choice question. The third thing you want to do, and this is where all the leverage comes in for you, is you want to follow up with open text questions for questions 2 and 3. And this is where the real gold is. You want their words, their language, their actual thoughts, not just what you think they think, but what they actually do think. Now, I know what you're probably wondering. What should I actually ask in my survey? If you sign up for the $19 a month plan, it means you get 3 questions per survey. So be very intentional about the questions that you choose. Before I share a list with you about some really great questions that you can rotate in and out, I think it's important to understand the foundation of which the questions should be built upon. You really want to ask foundational level questions to really understand who your customer is. What are their thoughts? What are their pain points? What are their desires? What are they actually thinking, and how do they actually speak? You then want to find out why they care about your products. You want to understand where they see themselves implementing this, when they see themselves using your products. You really just want to get all the who, why, where, what, how, when questions as foundational knowledge out of the way. So this can be questions about understanding their purchase decision, like questions like, what problems were you trying to solve when you bought this? Or understand their objections by asking, what almost stopped you from buying today? You can then ask questions to understand who they are, like asking basic questions like, how would you describe yourself? Or who are you buying this product for? Is it for yourself or for someone else? You want to understand their desires and expectations by asking questions like, what are you hoping this product is going to do for you in your life? Or what does success look like for you if you implement this product in your life after 30 days of use, so that you can really understand what their desired outcome is. You also just want to ask questions where you can understand their world. When or where do they plan on using this in your life? Or what were they using before this? Or if it's their first time trying something like this. And lastly, you just want to ask questions to help you understand other alternatives. Questions like, what would you have done if you hadn't found us? Or what other brands or products did you consider before buying? Now, you don't have to ask all of these questions at once, or you can't. You can only pick 3. So you want to pick 3 that matter most to you right now. What pieces of info do you want to know the most? And so here's the play. Once you get enough responses on a set of questions, you want to swap them out for new ones. I typically like to aim for around 1,000 completed surveys before I rotate them, just to make sure that I get statistical significance, enough data that the patterns are real and that it's not just noise from a handful of small people. So you run a set of 3 questions, you collect over 1,000 responses, you export that data, and then you swap it in for 3 new questions, and you do that over and over again. Over a few months, you will have a deep, detailed picture of exactly who your customer is. Now, here's where this pays itself off 1,000 times over. You take the data, You export it and you drop it inside of an AI LLM like ChatGPT or Claude, and you ask it to pull out the patterns. What phrases keep coming up? What pain points are most common? What objections are very clear to them? What language are these people using over and over? Those patterns that you get now will become your ad hooks, your ad angles, your ad scripts, becomes your landing page copy headlines, becomes your email subject lines. It becomes how you build the messaging of your entire funnel. You're not just guessing anymore. You are using real words from real customers who already gave you their money. And that is the most credible source of research you can possibly get your hands on. And it literally costs you only $19 a month. This is the cheapest, the easiest, and the quickest customer research you'll ever do. You set it up once, you let it run in the background, you rotate your questions, and you will never run out of ad ideas again. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like below, subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot more ecom source dropping, so stay tuned. And perhaps copy the link and send this to someone who is still writing ads based on what they think their customers want, instead of what their customers are actually saying that they want. Boom.